My name is Todd and I'm the founder of Ashaya Yoga. Welcome to Asana Spotlight. And I want to invite you to share this experience with your friends, to spread the light, spread the peace, and spread the knowledge about these amazing poses that really help the body stay healthy and toned. Today's pose is Krmyasana. Krmyasana means Salamander Pose. You won't see it in any yoga books because I made it up. I invented this pose when I was going through my hip issue. I had a total hip replacement some years ago. And in my healing process, I developed a set of therapeutic poses that really takes into account the surrounding muscles to the hip that I needed to actually strengthen and tone and stretch, basically. And it really, really helped me in my healing process. So there's a lot of symbolism to the salamander. First of all, in Sanskrit, the term Krmyasana means all creatures that slither. And they represent the Shakti and the life force. I did a little research on this word, and salamander is Greek for living in the fire. It's called the fire lizard. And apparently these salamanders were known to be able to live in fire and neutralize the heat with their cold body. So they really represented balance. But they're also associated with the water element in that they're able to flow with life, and they have a high degree of intuition. And they're also associated with being nocturnal, because they are a nocturnal amphibian, basically. And so basically those things that come out in the night are secretive, they're psychic, they actually represent the Shakti, and they're also very spiritual. So there you go, Krmyasana, the salamander pose. Let's get started. Come on up to a standing position. We'll do a couple of warm-ups first. So the set of muscles that we're going to be working on include the psoas muscle, which is a hip flexor muscle, and also there's another low back muscle called the quadratus lumborum, which usually gets strained when we're trying to lift something heavy that's above us with a little twist like this, like moving a overhead something that's heavy, like in a plane or something, overhead baggage. So there's the QL, the psoas. What else? Well, the side ribs and the glutes. So start in Tadasana. Face the front of your mat, feet parallel, hug in, exhale, fold halfway down and pause, hands on hips. Take a few moments here. Slightly bend the knees, inner rotate your thighs, take your thigh bones back, generate a low back curve, pull your tailbone in, shoulders back, and then exhale, come all the way down. And breathe. Inhale your heart halfway forward, then exhale and fold. Inhale, lift your heart halfway, and exhale. Open to a bigger energy. Everybody has the capacity for intuition. And when you can relax and soften, your intuition opens. I think everybody is psychic to a degree, but when we don't practice it or we don't recognize it, then those psychic powers, just our capacity to know and feel and sense, get covered up. So relax your jaw, relax your head and your eyes, and breathe. Return to your natural state, connected with all the 5 elements, connected with water especially. And then inhale, heart halfway forward. Exhale, left leg back lunge. And bring your hands parallel with your ankle. So if you have to move your hands back, you can. If you need to put your hands on blocks because you can't quite reach the floor, then get 2 blocks, put them by your side. Otherwise, eagle talons this way. Take some breaths, open to your own intuition, and then hug your legs in toward the middle. Lift your left thigh. Don't let it collapse down, but lift the back thigh up and widen it. Even as you do that, take the outer right hip crease back and down. Try to balance the back thigh up, the front thigh down in lunge pose. And then from the pelvic core, push straight back through the left heel and elongate your leg more. And from your pelvis, push your right shin forward, which you'll notice lowers the hips a bit. And you get a much deeper twist. Hold the leg steady, and then come onto your left hand, stretch your right arm up and twist, turn your heart more to the sky, take your arm overhead. Now salamanders, they hide during the day, but usually, like if you're hiking out in the woods, it has to be a little bit moist. They come out when there's been some rain because they love water, but you lift up a log and suddenly you see this little tiny creature squirm out. Some of them are very colorful, very decorative, but basically they like to hide and stay in the dark. Exhale down. Step the back foot forward. Lift your heart forward. Exhale. Right leg back and lunge. Adjust your hands so they come in line with the ankle. Then breathe, soften your skin, and begin to hug in. Scissor your legs, and then lift your back thigh. Don't let it sink down, but it goes up. And then widen your right thigh to the right. Outer left hip crease goes to the left. Pull the left hip down more, but lift your right thigh up more. And then push out from your pelvis through your back heel and through the front shin. Very good. Okay, hold the legs steady. Come onto your right hand and stretch your left arm up. And then over your ear. Exhale down. And step back. Downward facing dog pose. Alternately bend one knee and press the opposite heel. Then bend both knees, turn your thighs in, and try to create a low back curve. It's like a water slide in the low back. Lift your arm bones, heart is soft. Come into plank. Knees down, and slowly come down on to your belly. Inhale, come up into cobra. Lift your side ribs, take the head of your arm bones back, hug your shoulder blades more firm on your back. Make sure that all 10 finger pads claw, and then you isometrically pull back. The salamander is related to the newt. It has some connection to lizards and geckos. I like to call the hand position here the gecko hand. So you claw finger pads, and also the roots of the fingers, and then pull isometrically back, shoulders go back, and the heart melts forward. And breathe. Lengthen up through your neck, your head, take your palate back, occiput up. And exhale. Lengthen as you come down. Turn your head to the side, stretch your arms by your sides, rest for a moment. Okay, so here's the pose. Bring your palms under your shoulders, just like cobra. And then you come up into cobra, twist to the right, look over your right shoulder, and as you do that, crawl your right knee forward. So this is the salamander. But there's a lot of detail here. So flex your left foot and push your left foot as though you could push a wall behind you. And then take your left thigh back. So lift your hips a bit, stick your butt way back, left thigh goes back, and now pull your tailbone in. From your pelvis, Push all the way back through the left foot. And then here's where you start to get the stretch of the QL and the psoas. Melt the left ribs forward and start to stretch your left ribs toward the front of the mat while you push your left foot towards the back of the mat. You'll get a little bit of a side stretch. The lower left side of your belly starts to stretch. It's also a good upper body workout. You'll feel it in your forearms and your shoulders. If your arms get tired, then consider coming down to your forearms. But it does decrease the amount of stretch you're going to get in your ribs. So that's it. Shoulders back. And then, of course, the advanced variation is flick your tongue in and out quickly. Actually, I'm not sure salamanders actually do that. Lizards do that. So there's some relation. Okay, exhale, come on down. Rest for a moment. Just stack your palms, make a pillow for your head. Then place your palms again. Inhale, come up cobra. Look to the left. Crawl your left knee forward. And then flex your right foot. Lift your hips. Take your right thigh back. So stick your butt out. Tailbone in. And from your pelvic core, push through the right foot. And then as your right foot goes back to the back edge of your mat, bring your right ribs toward the front edge of the mat. And what makes this pose salamander-like is you have to use your intuition to feel into the pose and release the ribs and then stretch them forward. And even as you go forward with your ribs, you push the right foot back. So you go in two directions here. And exhale, release. It's a super good workout for the lower body and the upper body. Rest for a few moments. When we can stretch the lower body and the upper body, we start to find a balance. And then as you're ready, come on up. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Lift your side ribs, take your shoulders back. Notice the opening in the shoulders. And also a little more openness in the side ribs and the hips. Let's use our intuition to tune into the spirit and draw in light, and then offer that light out into the world, especially to all those who need healing light today. And let's also embrace our forest creatures, the salamanders, and all things that slither. They represent the life force, the Shakti, capacity to transform. Take a deep breath in and let's chant Om. Om. Namaste. Thank you. Have a great day.